Have you ever felt like your mind is a storm, spinning in endless circles of repetitive thoughts you just can't escape? How many nights have you lain awake, questioning whether you made the right decision, wondering about the future, or tormenting yourself over things that happened in the past? If your answer is yes, you're not alone. Millions of people around the world, from Europe to America, are struggling with something called overthinking. It's that silent thief that sneaks in and steals the peace right out of our hearts. But here's the good news. Buddhism has gifted humanity with timeless teachings that can help us rediscover our inner calm and finally break free from that relentless thought spiral. Today, I'm not just sharing 6 Buddhist lessons to help you overcome overthinking. I'll also share my personal perspectives and real-life stories from the West, a place that, despite its modernity, actually has some of the highest rates of stress and depression in the world. Stick with me through this video so you can not only understand Buddhist wisdom, but truly live it in your everyday life. Buddha said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." This isn't just a reminder, it's the guiding star for happiness. I once worked at a company in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, where everyone was always racing against the clock. There was a time when my German colleague, Anna, fell into deep depression because she kept obsessing over mistakes from an earlier project and constantly feared being fired in the future. She lost her appetite, couldn't sleep, and lived either in the past or the future, forgetting to enjoy the present, the morning coffee, her child's smile, or the sunshine through the window. In America, this pressure is even more intense. Statistics show that over 60% of American adults admit they constantly worry about the future and feel powerless about the past. This mentality has fueled the booming mindfulness and therapy industries. I decided to try mindfulness myself for 21 days every morning. I'd just sit quietly, breathe deeply, feel my heartbeat, and forget about deadlines and unread emails. The result was amazing. I felt much calmer, my creativity soared, and I began to truly experience every moment. Lesson learned: only when you're truly rooted in the present can you appreciate the meaning of life. Don't let what's already gone or what's not yet come steal your precious present. Buddha compared our thoughts to drifting clouds. They come and go, never staying forever. Yet, we often try to cling to them, analyze everything, and dig deeper into every thought. I once joined a Buddhist retreat in France, where I met people from England, Italy, and Spain. A French woman shared, "Every time I recall the past, it sweeps me up like a storm. But when I practice letting go, just watching my thoughts drift by like clouds, I feel so much lighter." A friend of mine in the US, a startup CEO, once said, "Running a business in America is like walking a tightrope. If I hang on to every negative thought, I'll never move forward." I've learned to take deep breaths and let those thoughts pass. Like watching cars go by on a busy street in New York. Westerners are increasingly realizing that happiness doesn't come from clinging to every thought, but from letting them go. My take: I honestly believe that when you see your thoughts as clouds, without trying to grab hold, peace comes naturally. This is true for everyone, whether you're in Hanoi, Paris, New York, or anywhere in the world. Have you ever wondered, can I really control everything? The truth is, you can't. The more you try to control, the more exhausted you'll become. Buddha taught that suffering doesn't come from circumstances, it comes from our reaction to them. I once read a study in Sweden about immigrants who felt more stressed because they tried to control everything from work and kids to adapting to a new society. As a result, they suffered from anxiety disorders much more than locals. In America, therapists often use the letting go method. They help clients identify what they can and cannot control. This approach has reduced stress symptoms by more than 40%. There was a time when I lost my job during the pandemic. I panicked, spiraled into negative thinking, and lost sleep and appetite. Later, I learned to simply ask myself, is this something I can control? If not, let it go. That's true liberation. Mindfulness isn't some far-off ideal. It's simply paying full attention to the present, starting with your breath. In European countries like Germany and France, mindfulness has even become a regular part of school programs to help students manage stress and improve focus. I once joined a mindfulness meditation with friends in Milan, Italy. Everyone just closed their eyes, paid attention to each breath, listened to the birds outside, and didn't judge anything. After just 15 minutes, everyone felt mentally lighter and in a much better mood. In the US, major companies like Google and Facebook even have a monthly mindfulness day, giving employees time off work to practice mindfulness, boost mental health, and increase productivity. A real story. A friend in Silicon Valley told me that after just a month of mindful breathing, his work stress decreased and he slept better. Mindfulness truly is the golden key to pause, find calm, and break the endless chain of thoughts. Modern life, especially in the West, just keeps getting more complicated. Work, social media, material possessions, relationships, you name it. But Buddhism reminds us, happiness is a journey, not a destination. Simplifying things is the way out. I once visited a village in southern Italy where people live incredibly simply. No fancy cars, no smartphones, just gardening, reading, and chatting with each other. Surprisingly, depression and overthinking are much less common there than in big cities. In the US, there's a rising trend called minimalism, cutting down on material things and focusing on what's truly important. A friend of mine in California used to collect expensive watches, but the more he owned, the more stressed he became. After switching to minimalism, he felt lighter, happier, and found deeper meaning in life. Personal opinion. The more I simplify from my belongings and relationships to my thoughts, the more at peace I feel. When life is simple, the mind is calm. Nothing lasts forever, not even our worries or repetitive thoughts. Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. In Europe, where people face constant economic and social upheaval and public health crises, this teaching is even more precious. I remember in 2020, Europe and the US were paralyzed by the pandemic. Everyone was anxious, overwhelmed, and overthinking the future. But everything eventually passed. Today, life has gradually returned to normal, and the fears of those days are just memories. If you trust in change, you won't be trapped by endless worry. Lesson learned. If you're suffering from overthinking, remember nothing lasts forever. Not fear, not anxiety. Everything has a beginning and an end. Embracing impermanence is the way to keep moving forward with confidence. Looking back at these 6 Buddhist teachings for overcoming overthinking, from living in the present, letting go of thoughts, giving up control, practicing mindfulness, simplifying life, to trusting in impermanence, I realize these principles hold true whether you're in Vietnam, Europe, or America. If you're willing to give them a try, making even small changes every day, I guarantee your mind will feel lighter and your life will be more meaningful and peaceful. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this wisdom with your loved ones and friends. Join me on this journey to find true inner peace and live every moment to the fullest.